Hello, this video is for Nova Online Math 161, and today we're looking at section 3.6, topic number 1, on exponential applications and modeling. Suppose $150,000 is invested for 22 years compounded quarterly. I'm going to highlight this keyword compounded quarterly. And grows to $360,057.74. Find the interest rate, round to the nearest percent. So for the formula that we're going to need for this problem is for compounding interest formula. And I'm going to write that as A equals P times 1 plus APR, the rate, divided by N raised to the N times Tth power. So for quarterly, we are going to use N equals 4 because there are 4 quarters in a year. Now, let's say you're taking your exam and you run into a question that's asking for monthly. For monthly cases, please use N equals 12 because there are 12 months in a year. You may get daily. If you see daily problem, you should use N equals 365. But for my problem, I have to use N equals 4 because there are 4 quarters in a year. Okay, so let's see what other information we have that we can plug into the right places. Let me start with this one on the far left. A represents the ending amount, okay, the final amount that we have at the end of the investment period. They said the money will grow to $360,000, right? So we're going to write that on the left side of the equal sign. So write $357.74 on the left side of the equal sign. Let's go to the right side of the equal sign. Now, what about P? P stands for the initial value, the beginning amount that we had in the beginning of this investment. And that is $150,000. So for P, write down 150,000. Now open up the parenthesis. And let's start writing 1 plus. We don't know what that APR is. Let me go ahead and write R, lowercase r for APR, divided by N of 4. Remember, for quarterly, we are using N equals 4. Close the parenthesis. And for the exponent, we have to put how many quarters we have in 22-year period. So that's why we're doing N times 4 times T is 22 years, so 22. So we're going to get 88 quarters, and that will be the exponent for this equation. So let's go ahead and simplify as much as we can. I don't think we can actually simplify. So let's try to solve for R now, because that's what they want here. Notice this parenthesis is where R is in. So I am going to try to cancel out this big number, 150,000 first, by dividing both sides by 150,000. So let's divide both sides by 150,000. If you do that, this 150,000 will cancel out on the right side. And I'm going to get a calculator to get a decimal approximation for this division, okay? So I'm typing $360,057.74 getting divided by 150,000. And that number came out to be 2.4. So I'm going to write 2.4. And let's continue. So with that 150,000 gone, the only thing that I have on the right side is 1 plus R over 4 raised to the. Now look, I'm just going to multiply 4 times 22, okay? And if you do 4 times 22, you will get 88. So the exponent is 88. And the next step for us is to get rid of that exponent of 88. So how do you get rid of this 88? That is a power. Well, we're going to take 88th root of both sides. Or, if you can't find that button on your calculator, I think this will be better. Take a look. We can raise both sides to 1 over 88th power. Let's do that. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to raise this side, actually both sides, by 1 over 88th power. Why am I doing that? It's because when you multiply 88 times 1 over 88, that becomes just 1. So that exponent of 1 that exponent of 81 is now gone. So we do need a calculator to evaluate 2.4 raised to the 1 over 88th power. So I'm back on my calculator typing 2.4 raised to the 1 over 88, and that decimal came out to be 1.009998. And what happened on the right side is this 1 plus r over 4 comes straight out. So I'm going to write down 1 plus r over 4. We're 2 steps away. Now let's go ahead and subtract 1 from both sides. Let's subtract 1 from both sides. Okay? So minus 1 on both sides. Then we're going to get 0.009998 equals, now this 1 is gone, r over 4. R is getting divided by 4 to cancel out division. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. So let's multiply both sides by 4. I'm going to get a calculator and type in 4 times 0.009998. And that came out to be 0.039992. So that's what R is. But remember, they wanted percent, right? Let me zoom back out. I'll go back to the direction. We found the R, the rate, but they wanted us to round to the nearest percent. So let me copy this percent so that this rate so that we can get our final answer. Or I'll just write it. So R is 0.039992. But if you want to convert it into percent, we're going to multiply this by 100. 100. So what I get is 3.9992%. But if they want us to round this to the nearest percent, we're going to say this is equal to what percent? 4%. So the final answer is 4%.